Fish and I had to make a trip out to Leduc, and it's about 20 minutes away from here or something
20
like
minutes,
that.
half hour.
It's not that far.
Yeah.
So we drove out there. We did what we had to do there. And we're coming back. Now, before we left for Leduc, Jen, the person who I mentioned was helping me out with the test drive and everything. She had made this whopping ginormous spaghetti dinner. It was
So
huge, right?
good.
It was delicious. However, it made me have to crap more than I've ever had to crap in my entire life. So
I feel like that's the opposite of good.
it was delicious.
I agree with Dan.
It was delicious on the way in, but disastrous on the way out.
Kind of like Mexican food.
Sure.
I love Mexican food
And
for the
Mexican
first
people.
half.
So we're driving.
They're
Back
delicious
from
too.
Leduc, and I'm like, oh my God, I have got to get home now or I'm going to shit my pants. So we're on our way back, and naturally I hear whoop whoop behind me. And I look, and there's a
Copper.
officer of the law. So I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And Fish is like, why are they pulling us over? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I was just doing like 80 in a 50 zone.
But other than that, I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Yeah. So he pulls me over, right? And there's always that
You
awkward.
know how fast you're going there, son.
Well, there's always that awkward moment where you pull over and he pulls over behind you, and nothing happens.
It just sits there.
He sits there for
He's sorting his paperwork.
Yeah,
He's
pretty much. Well, so
running
he's-
your plate, doing the
so
whole
he's-
thing, making sure you're not a stolen vehicle.
Yeah, well, so we're sitting there. Finally, he gets out, and I see him walk over the vehicle, right? And he's like, he is like one of those officers that would be sitting there with aviators chewing a toothpick.
Absolutely.
And he's standing there, taps on
Did he
the
have a
window.
mustache?
No, but he might as well have.
Aw.
So he taps on my window. I roll it down. Do you know how fast you were going? Too fast, probably, I think.
Since you pulled me over.
Yeah. License, registration, and insurance, please. And I'm like, oh, here you go. So he walks over back to his vehicle, and I'm sitting there going, fuck. This is just before I buy a new car. If I get
Literally the
a
day
ticket
before.
if I get a ticket or anything, I'm going to have to pay that before I can get insurance or registration or anything on the new vehicle. So I'm like, this is going to fuck everything up, and everything's racing through my mind, and I'm panicking at this point. I'm like, fuck, all because of this fucking spaghetti, right? Anyway, so the cop knocks on Fisher's window. Ma'am, I'm just going to stand on this side because it's safer for me, all right? I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. And he goes, son, you know what pisses me off the most about all this? I'm like,
He actually said that?
Yeah.
he did.
You're like,
And I
no,
said-
but would you please tell me?
yeah, I was like, I don't know how to answer this.
If a cop actually said that to me, I'd be scared shitless
And
that
he
he's going to
goes-
do something.
I know.
And he goes, I'm out of tickets. And I go, officer,
I'll do you a favor.
you know what pisses me off the most about this? The only reason I was speeding is because I have never had to crap so bad in my entire life. And he goes, yeah, well, you speed like that anymore, you're going to get in an accident.
And you're
And
gonna
I said,
pop.
listen, if I don't speed like this, there's going to be an accident.